Assalamu alaikum everyone, my name is Muhammad Sabir Asad and this is the Alt X Python course, one of the few courses you're doing on here that out of curiosity and not to pass some exam. A brief introduction. I learned Python about a year ago. I started learning Python about a year ago, so I'm nowhere near an expert, but I am you can say that I am learned enough to be able to guide you on what stepping stones to take, because in the start with no one to guide you, it's disheartening. It's a disheartening journey to start out with programming, but I'm glad you're here and I'm here to help you along the way. I learned Python bit to first of all, I learned Python mainly to be able to automate this one task that I had, and after that I haven't really used it for much. So this is a method that, even though there are infinite possibilities, this is the method I find through which I can make myself useful after learning this invaluable skill. Anyway, let's get started. First of all, of course, we'll install Python. And how we go about that is you can either install Python from python.org. This way you get the vanilla version, and that's good to get started, but my aim out of this course is for you to have Python be like not just a hobby, but I mean, it's good to have as a hobby, but you can also use it for so much more, and getting right into that, it will be much easier for you to jump into the environment. So what you're gonna do is go to the following link. anaconda.com/products/individual. What this is basically, it's a packaged version of Python. As you can see, it's packaged for data science, but you can use it for a lot more. But it mainly says data science because of the way Python is designed to be a very data science central language, even though you can use it for so much more. Anyway, this is a packaged version of Python instead of just the vanilla version. You get a lot more packages, and we'll be learning about packages along the way. So you want to scroll down. Here you want to Anaconda Installers. You want to install your version. So for me, it'll be the 64-bit graphical installer. I'll click on it and I'll start download. I'll be right back. This is a big file. It's big because we're installing this package. Normally vanilla Python is not this big. So for Anaconda, you're paying $0, but you're giving up a bit of storage space. So I'll be right back. Okay, so once you have it downloaded, you want to navigate to the folder where the setup is, and you want to double click, and it'll open this very familiar installer. Agree, just me. Next, yeah, as I said, a lot of space is required because of the amount of packages it installs. Mostly they are data science oriented, but of course you can make use of them in a lot of other ways as well. Alright, I already have it installed, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a new directory, and I'm gonna call it Anaconda 4. I mean, you don't have to change this, it's just giving me the error, that's why. Over here, I want you to click both of these options, and this is perfectly safe. And this just means that if you had Python already installed, and this Anaconda installation will override it, which I recommend you do if you're doing this for the first time. But if you are already adept in Python and you have an installation with the other packages that you use, then I would suggest you deselect this option. But this one, I suggest you keep selected, because what this will allow you to do is basically launch Python from the command line, just like that. Okay, so that's what that is for. Otherwise to get Python in the command line, you'd have to pass in the whole path, the exact location of wherever you install the .exe file into the command line. So I'm going to do this and click install. Since I already have it installed, this will take some time to install, and after that you can just close out of the setup. Okay, so last step is to check if the installation was a success, and what I want you to do is hit Window key and R at the same time to bring up run, then type in cmd, and over here you can either do Python, and it'll bring up the actual Python interpreter where you can go ahead and print hello world to mark the start of your journey. And you can also check your Python version like this, / and version, and if you don't get an error, that means you've successfully installed Python. Welcome aboard.